Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Another day in the books, another fine Tuesday down. Um, wasn't the best or the most active of days, but there were some opportunities out there. You just had to be patient and take them, and that was the overall theme for the day. I know a lot of times that's the overall theme every day, but some days you have to be more patient than others. And this was just one of those days. It was too easy to go out here and force and get chopped up and lose your money. Just too easy for that to happen. So, that's kind of what my focus was today. I know I get emails sometimes. People are disappointed because I'm not more active. I'm active when the market dictates it. I'm not going to sit here and just talk and blow smoke and when it's not a good time to trade. It goes back to what I was talking about yesterday about people not wanting to hear the truth. If the truth is today is not the best day or this isn't the right time to take trades, it's not. But if you hear and you want to trade, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it from somebody else. That, yeah, anytime's a good time to take a trade. But we're focusing on my strategy, my methodology, and that's what I'm going to do. And if my playbook says sit on your ass, then that's what we're going to do. At least that's what I'm going to do. But we're going to have these types of days, but when you look at the results, maybe it'll change your mind. That's why I share with you the results every day, why I share with you the results at the end of the week and the equity curve, because you may not feel like you're doing anything at the time, but once you sit back and look at the end result, it typically changes your mind. I know it did me, and that's why I do the things I do. So part of that is your mind game. That's why I have a whole set of classes specifically dealing with your mindset, what I call the trader mindset. And it's different. It's completely different than any other mindset that you're going to have unless you're a professional gambler. Then it's going to have some correlations. But, the bottom line is only you can master your mind. And that's what it takes to become a successful trader. And if you think about it, everything starts in your mind. Everything, the idea, your trade idea, and you start to figure out how you want to attack this trade or approach this trade. It starts in your mind. And one of the quotes from the book, You Can't Hurt Me, the David Goggins book that I recommended to you guys a couple years ago, it's making its way around to some of the better traders now. A lot of the good traders are recommending that book because they found it and they realize that the lessons, the principles that he teaches is going to help you strengthen your mind. And that's what you need in this industry. That's why I'm as good as I am. It's not because I'm talented. It's not because I'm smarter. It's because I have been able to master my mind to a certain extent. And you guys that are in the room, it's not perfect. Sometimes I break down mentally. I have to get up and walk away. And that's part of the process, is identifying when you're starting to lose control and it's time to get the hell up and take a 5 or 10 minute break to get squared away again and come back and do your job. That's what it's all about. But, in that book, he states that your mind has the tactical advantage over you. It knows your fears and insecurities. And what it does, your mind protects you from those because it doesn't want to deal with it. It doesn't want you to deal with them either. And so it tries to mask them. And what it does in trading, it creates issues and you're not able to execute or finish the job, which are two key elements to, making money trading. So, and he calls it a callous mind. Like people that work with their hands, over time they develop calluses because they protect the soft tissue of your hands. So he talks about building that callous mind, and that you need to do it, and it needs to become so hard that it's bulletproof. In order to do that, you have to address your fears and your insecurities. And that's why in that class, one of the biggest things that we talk about is trying to figure out where your insecurities lie. What are the things that you developed growing up that's keeping you from being successful in your trading? That's why that's so important. So just remember, only you can master your mind, which is, what it takes to become a successful trader. All right, so today, we didn't know, we kind of suspected, and we talked about this yesterday, that we may have an inside day, or we may have a little rest, or it could just keep going. We don't know what it's going to do until the day starts and we start to look at what's happening. That's why I don't like to guess. I like to let the market tell me this is what it looks, what I think I'm going to do today, or what I feel like doing today. And then I, go accordingly to what it says. Now, does it lie to us sometimes? Yeah. Sometimes it changes its mind in the middle of the day. Something might happen and it decides to change its mind. You have to be prepared for that. But for the most part, I'm going to follow the market and I'm going to let it tell me what kind of day it's going to have. And then I can look at the stocks that I'm trading and I can adjust accordingly. And you're going to see those adjustments today. And it's what I do all the time. And I tell you guys when I do it. So, the problem is you can listen and you can hear what I'm saying, but if you dismiss it because you don't want to hear that, it's not going to help you out. But, you can see what happened today. The Bulls are still firmly in charge. The Bears crept in toward the end of the day, starting at around 12:30. We started to sell a little bit, and we kind of sold off going into the close. But after the markets closed, it since kind of bounced back a little bit. We're still down and we're still red. The market actually went and closed red on the day. So the Bears won the last battle of the day, but the Bulls are still firmly in charge. It's going to take the Bears winning a bunch of battles in order to take this away. So we can look at my day to day. Baba, this was the first trade of the day. This was the first trade of the day, opening range breakout. You see, I waited until we got over the higher pre-market, got in. First target hit, and it pulled back and stopped me out. It kind of worked its way back up. Here's the best move of the day. Now, I was trading something else, but this is what can happen if you just focus on one stock. I was watching all of the stocks in my watch list, and when a stock starts to fumble around like this, I'm looking at other stocks. I'm looking at other opportunities. So we did get a break here, but it pulled back, but it held a 20. So this shouldn't have shaken you out if you got in on that break. And it just went. You just have to have patience and allow these trades to work. And and all through this, I was frustrated as hell through this. I had to take a break because it started jumping around. And I hate that type of price action. I hate it. But you expect the stock to go up and then pull back a little bit and go up and then pull back a little bit. But you don't expect it to chop, back and forth the whole length of the candle the whole time. You don't expect that. And when it does it's really, to me, it's frustrating because I don't like that. And this is a big reason why if you're swing trading, you don't watch intraday charts. Because after a while watching this all day, it's just you're gonna give up and go. And that's not what we want to do here. But caught a little trade on this. Just didn't catch this move because I was, trading another stock. But, I pointed this out because these moves happen all the time. And this was a big move. If you weren't trading anything else and you were watching your watch list, which I only have 4 stocks on my watch list, one of them kind of fell by the wayside, and we had 3 that were actually good moving stocks that gave you multiple opportunities throughout the day. And Baba was one of them. So even if you weren't in the other stocks, there shouldn't have been any excuse why you couldn't catch this big move. And just trading this move and nothing else today would have really been good for you. So that was Baba. The next stock I got in was Facebook. You can see we broke down. And I waited until, this is an opening range low. I had to wait until we got under the 200-day moving average. You can see it kind of hit this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, never closed below this. This was the first candle to close below it. And we ran right down to the pre-market low. And let me show you, let me pull this chart up for you. Give me 1 minute here. Okay, this was my SQ trade on Facebook. All right, let me take this down 1,000. I want to show you why this level is so significant. Here's where we opened pre-market. We gapped down. Here's where it gapped down to. Right here. This level. Look at it, held right here and going into the close yesterday. Significant level. So you have to respect this. You have to. Whether it holds it up or whatever, you have to respect it. Look, it created some issues in here. So you have to respect that. So what I did was I went ahead and got in here once we claimed this level. It did bounce back. Frustrating as hell again. This thing is, these 3 candles are running the whole length of this candle, which is really frustrating. But you have to trust your technicals. You have to trust that you have an edge and that eventually the market's going to do what it's telling you it's going to do. And that's what happened here. We got our first target. It didn't quite sell. And this is another frustrating part because there was nothing here theoretically that should stop this trade. Nothing. We had clean grass down to 305. Or clean, not clean, I don't know. Clean grass, that doesn't sound right. But it was, nothing. But in the middle of nowhere, it just kind of turned on us and came back, stopped me out at break even. So another base hit. So we started out the day with 2 base hits. And then here you can see it just chopped around. And there wasn't any trades on this for me until we came back and we broke the bottom of this channel, which it did going into the close, and there was no trades at 4 o'clock. You know, I typically don't enter trades after 3:30. Really 3 o'clock. But if it looks really good and it looks like we can have a big fade going into the close, I would take it. But this didn't happen until almost 4 o'clock, so I wasn't interested in it. So that was Facebook. Now the stock that I spent the most time on today was SQ, which probably should have spent more time on Baba, but you don't know that at the time. So here's SQ. Here's the opening range low, opening range high. Put in this first channel here. It tried to break it, but it pulled back. Pretty much what we saw on Facebook and on Baba, so to speak, when it did this. So it looks like a lot of stocks you see are doing this now. It's breaking the channel, it's pulling back, but it's holding support. It's shaking out weak traders. These are the traders that get ate up. But pulled back, held support, and once we broke through, this was a day I waited for confirmation. Okay, I just kind of waited for confirmation today because looking at how the market was trading and everything seemed to be so choppy, I just kind of sized down what you see, with the exception of the first trade. First trade, I took 300 shares. Second trade, I took 300, and then I started sizing down. When I realized we were going to be choppy, I may have to give this thing more room. So let's take it down to 200 shares so I can give it more room and, you know, try to pull in some profit on this. So that was another adjustment I made. So I waited for confirmation and, you know, took the trade. So here was one, here was another one, channel break. And then this was the same move we took on Facebook yesterday after lunch. It made a lower high. It made a lower low. We confirmed a loss of the 20. So I traded it from the 20 down to the 50. This wasn't the best of moves because we got a really big candle here. And this kind of put me at the ragged edge of taking this trade. It did take up a lot of our profit on this, but still a decent trade. And this was the last trade I took because, again, we traded inside the channel for the rest of the day. From like 1:30 until the end of the day, we kind of stayed in channels. All right, so we had a series of base hits. And I know it's not sexy. I know it's not the best thing. Is like that movie Moneyball, if you've ever seen it. That's another one that you need to watch. Another book you need to read. I'd rather read the book than and before you watch the movie if you haven't seen it yet. That's another thing that can get you in the right mindset. Because I had a series of base hits. 1 base hit, 2 base hits, 3 base hits, 4 base hits. All right, and 5 base hits. Series of 5 base hits today. What did we come up with? Where did we end the day? $699.22. Right at you could say $700 off of 5 base hits. So if that doesn't give you confidence in playing Moneyball when that's what the market is giving you, I don't know what will. Now the market will give up home runs from here, from time to time. It will. You may go on a streak where it gives up home runs 3 or 4 days in a row. But then you're going to go on the street where if you don't play money ball, if you swing for the fences every time, you're going to lose. And so, I don't know how else I can explain it to you. But it's right there and in living color. And it's what I try to teach you guys every day in the live webinar. Every day. This is what you see. I don't change what I do. If our stocks are slow and the trades are a little bit farther between, I'm not going on Twitter or what's some of the other things? Instagram or Facebook, or looking at what other people are calling out. Why? If people are on there calling stuff out, they're not trading. So I don't need all of that. I'm just gonna focus on what I've got, work it to the best of my ability. If the day turns to be a lemon, I'm gonna make lemonade out of it. If I get if I get chicken shit, I'm gonna take that little white speck on the top of chicken shit and I'm gonna make it look like chicken salad. That's what I'm gonna do. That's my mindset. So you guys have a great night. I ran a little bit long today. I'm focused now trying to keep these between 15 and 16 minutes. But I guess I had something that triggered me today. So I apologize, but I will catch you guys in the morning.